Hey, welcome back. Today, I want to pick up a conversation that has been going on for a while now. A seismic shift happening right under our noses. How Google, the titan of online search, is facing new challenges from generative AI and emerging social media platforms. Then there seems to be peer challenges looming due to traditional media going through an AI backed transformation. This is something that's quietly rewriting the rules of online search, social media, and where audiences spend their time. Let's get into it. Let's start with the elephant in the room. Google, the undisputed king of search for over 2 decades, continues to face its most existential threat yet. And ironically, the problem isn't some scrappy startup, it's Google's own creation. You've probably heard about Google's AI Overviews, which is part of their search generative experience. Their AI powered answer to tools like ChatGPT. To be honest, it's quite good. Instead of giving you 10 blue links, it scans the web, pulls information from multiple sources, and spits out a neat summary. But here's the catch, it's too good. Small businesses and content creators have been reporting decline in their website traffic. Some of them reported 20 to 30% drops in website traffic for keywords where they used to rank in the top 3. Why? Because if the AI answers your question instantly, why click through to a website? But wait, it gets messier. Google's playing both defender and disruptor here. While they're pushing AI overviews and working on powering them with Gemini 2.0, their core business, search ads, relies on clicks. If fewer people visit websites, ad revenue could plummet. It's like a chef accidentally inventing a pill that replaces food. Revolutionary, but disastrous for the restaurant industry. And let's not forget the competition. OpenAI's ChatGPT, Microsoft's Copilot, and players like Perplexity and Claude are chipping away at Google's dominance. There have also been talks about Google's internal bureaucracy and risk averse culture slowing its AI innovation compared to agile rivals. Remember Bard, Google's ChatGPT competitor? Its launch was marred by factual errors, like falsely claiming the James Webb Telescope took the first exoplanet photos, a mistake that wiped $100 billion of Alphabet's stock value in a day. Ouch. For brands, this means that a thorough relook at their current content strategy. Simply optimizing for search visibility is no longer sufficient when algorithms can extract and present your information without driving traffic to your online properties. The challenge becomes creating content valuable enough to encourage clicks despite the presence of AI summaries or finding alternative channels that don't rely on search engines as intermediaries. Now, let's shift gears to where the kids are hanging out or aren't. If you think TikTok and Instagram still rule, think again. Gen Z and younger millennials are ditching traditional platforms faster than you can say algorithmic feed. Why? Three words, bots, ads, and cringe. The sentiment in online forums accurately reflects the current feeling. Social media platforms are flooded with automated accounts, excessively controlled, and have lost their authenticity. The platform formerly known as Twitter has changed its name to X. YouTube is significantly diminished compared to its earlier period, and Instagram is now only meant for reels. Younger users crave spaces where they aren't elbow to elbow with parents, brands, or influencers hawking waist trainers. Enter Blue Sky, the decentralized social platform built on open source tech. Unlike Meta's empire, Blue Sky operates as a public benefit corporation, meaning it's legally bound to prioritize public good over shareholder profits. By November 2024, it boasted over 15 million users with a significant portion under the age of 34. Early adopters praise its ad free experience and user controlled algorithms. I recently published an episode on Blue Sky and the underlying AT protocol. I'll share link to the episode in the description. But Blue Sky is just the tip of the iceberg. Platforms like PixelFed, an Instagram alternative, and Signal have gained traction among privacy conscious users. The lesson: people aren't just changing which apps they use, they are saying no to the whole idea of companies making money by spying on them. In addition to these developments, media companies are also entering the social media arena. BuzzFeed, for instance, has announced plans to launch its own platform, BF Island. Through this platform, BuzzFeed wants to fix the problems caused by AI on social media by encouraging fun and imaginative ways for people to connect. Jonah Peretti, the CEO, says companies like Meta and TikTok focus too much on computer made choices instead of human creativity. This results in content made to make people react strongly and keep watching, which he calls SNARF, uh, which is basically short form for stakes, novelty, anger, retention, and fear. BF Island aims to give users more control and a pleasant online time, offering positive experiences instead of addictive ones. For brands, these emerging decentralized spaces represent both an opportunity and a challenge. While they offer the potential for more meaningful engagement and reduced platform dependency, they require different engagement approaches than mainstream social media. Successful participation demands authentic contribution rather than promotional messaging, with greater emphasis on community value and user empowerment. This might require a major reorientation of organization culture within the organization that encourages authenticity. For marketers, the evolution happening in the social media space demands more nuanced and diversified social strategies. The days of simply maintaining presences on a handful of dominant platforms are giving way to a more complex landscape requiring thoughtful consideration of where and how to engage. Brands must evaluate emerging platforms based not only on audience size but also on alignment with brand values and the quality of engagement they provide. The mainstream media as we know it seems to be faced with a new competitor, generative AI. News companies are prioritizing the use of AI. This is changing how brands work with public relations and the media. For example, BuzzFeed shut down its news section to focus on using AI. This shows that many media companies are replacing human writers with computer generated content. Similar moves have been made at Insider and CNET. Both are implementing AI content generation while reducing staff, suggesting a growing trend of this transformation across the media landscape. Traditionally, media publications were seen as potential content partners. However, this trend of adoption of AI could push brands to reconsider their approach to earned media and thought leadership. This change means marketers face new problems and opportunities. Old PR methods might not work as well when news outlets use machines to decide what to publish. But brands with real knowledge and fresh ideas could be more in demand since media needs real content in a new world of automated news. The landscape is further complicated by AI agents, personalized digital assistants that don't just answer questions but actively anticipate user needs, manage tasks, and curate information from multiple sources. Think of them as your always on digital concierge, handling everything from booking a flight to summarizing the latest industry news. Companies like OpenAI, Google, and Anthropic are racing to refine these AI agents, aiming to make them more intuitive and integrated into daily workflows. Google's Gemini AI and OpenAI's new AI agent called Operator are expected to be capable of browsing the web, extracting key details, and even taking actions on behalf of users without needing them to click through multiple websites. For marketers, this represents both an opportunity and a challenge. On one hand, AI agents could help brands reach consumers in hyper personalized ways, serving content directly in conversational interactions. On the other hand, if these AI agents become the primary gatekeepers of information, traditional websites could see a major drop in traffic. Instead of users visiting company blogs or product pages, they might get all the details they need in a quick AI generated summary, meaning fewer clicks, fewer conversions, and a tougher battle for visibility. The real question is, how do brands adapt to this shift? One strategy is to structure content in a way that AI can easily process and prioritize. Think concise, authoritative insights formatted for machine learning models. Another approach is to build brand affinity beyond just search driven discovery, leveraging social media, influencers, and community driven marketing to ensure a direct connection with audiences. If AI agents continue evolving, we might see a world where search engines aren't the primary starting point for online discovery anymore. Instead, users will simply ask their AI assistant and it will retrieve the best answer, potentially bypassing Google, websites, traditional media, and even traditional advertising altogether. Even without AI agents, this has already been happening with generative AI usage becoming increasingly common. So, as AI continues reshaping digital behaviors, marketers will need to rethink their approach. How do you remain relevant when algorithms, not just humans, are making the decisions? The convergence of AI driven search, platform evolution, and changing consumer expectations creates a marketing landscape very different from even a few years ago. To succeed in these rapidly changing times, brands and marketers need to be able to change plans quickly, understand and use technology wisely, and really concentrate on creating strong, useful connections with the target audience. For marketers, the path forward involves balancing technological adoption with marketing fundamentals, diversifying platform strategies beyond dominant players, exploring opportunities in decentralized communities, explore newer ways of engaging with the evolving traditional media, and creating content valuable enough to transcend algorithmic intermediaries. While challenging, This evolving landscape rewards brands that authentically connect with audiences and provide genuine value that no algorithm can replicate. In 2025, successful brands will see these changes as chances to connect better with customers, even as AI becomes more common, instead of just overcoming the challenges that come with adopting a new technology. The fundamental marketing imperative remains unchanged: understanding and serving audience needs, even as the mechanisms for doing so transform dramatically. Thanks for tuning in today. If you've got thoughts on what we talked about in this episode, feel free to DM me on social media. Catch you in the next week on Likely Marketing.